Good afternoon everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, let's do a walk around and tour of the 2023 Honda Civic Sport. The Civic Sport is going to be an enthusiast-based vehicle, but it's not going to be like a Sport Touring, which gives you all the bells and whistles. This is going to be like the base entry-level trim of the Sport packaging, if that makes any sense. It's going to give you blacked-out wheels, blacked-out mirror covers. It's going to give you a nicer-looking front end, and you get a basic interior for what it is. But again, it's a Honda Civic, and at the end of the day, you are going to be satisfied with what you get. With that being said, a huge thank you to Bob Thomas Pre-Owned, which is a part of the Thomas Auto Group, for giving me some time with this one today. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get started. Starting off here with the key fob, it's a pretty traditional key in the sense that Honda's been using this now for the last few years. It includes some functions such as your lock, unlock, remote start, trunk release, and your panic button. To remote start the vehicle to make sure the vehicle's locked, and push and hold the remote start function. And that 1.5 liter four cylinder will start right up. It's going to run for 10 minutes and then it will shut itself right off. And then if you want to, before time, just hit the button again. It will indicate that the vehicle is turned off. Starting on the front of the vehicle, as you can see, you have a very nice and pretty basic grille. You have your Honda emblem front and center, which looks pretty nice. This one here does come with a set of LED daytime running lights with LED headlamps. Fog lamps are optional on the Sport trim. As we take a look at the wheels and tires, we are checking out a set of Kendas on 18-inch wheels, measuring 235, 40 R18s all the way around. Coming over to the door, this vehicle does come standard with a smart key access system, allowing for easy access to the exterior as well as the interior. By having the key fob in your pocket and you come to the door handle, there's a touch sensor inside. Put your hand in and the vehicle will be unlocked, allowing you to jump on the inside. Or if you want to, close it up, tap this button here, and the vehicle will indicate locking. The exterior color of this one is finished off in platinum white pearl with the ebony cloth interior. Coming to the door panel, you're going to have some hard touch plastic material on top of here. However, it's complemented with this plushed soft material, which is more like a, kind of a soft plastic feel. You do have some stitching though, which kind of gives it a nice touch. You're going to have your power mirror controls, power locks, your child window lock, and your power mirrors, your power windows. Your two front windows are fully automatic, as well as you have an aluminum door handle up here. You also do have a small storage area, as well as a little area for a cup holder, and your trunk release button is right there. To start, just make sure you have the key fob on you or in the vehicle, put your foot on the brake, and hit the button to go. Very nice. The Honda Civic does come standard with a fully leather wrapped rack and pinion power steering wheel. You also have these black paddle shifters here on both the left as well as on the right sides, as well as controls here on the left and on the right. Left, you're going to have your seek track, volume, and sources, followed by your home and hands-free Bluetooth. And to the right, you're going to have your cruise control settings. You're going to have your forward collision warning and lane departure warning systems. Up here, we're taking a look at two main gauges on the 10.2-inch instrument cluster display. And as you can see, it's pretty nice. You have your tachometer to your left, speedometer to the right. You're going to have your fuel range down at the bottom, and right in the middle is going to be your trip information and everything else. But as you can see, what I like what Honda's doing is that on the gauges themselves, you can kind of see what's going on as far as your driver information is concerned. So as you can see, you have your seatbelt reminder. You're going to have your fuel range, average fuel economy, trip A information, as well as trip B information, volume for your audio system, and stuff like that. Coming over here, we're taking a look at a 7-inch infotainment system, which is going to be the base one for this vehicle since this is the base sport trim. And as you can see, it's pretty nice. You're going to have your preset stations down here. You're going to see what's playing on the radio. You have text, you have scan, and you have the current time. You have your volume knob and tuning knobs, which are very nice. And then you're going to have physical buttons down below, which includes your seat track, phone, radio, media, your connection for your phone, a back button, and a menu button. Come over to your phone. It's going to allow you to pair a phone with the vehicle. And if you did, you would have things such as recent calls, favorite contacts, contact information for all your different contacts, as well as your keypad. You also have your media button here, which is going to be for USB, which is pretty nice to see that the Honda Civic still offers you a USB port. Connection here is going to allow you to connect your phone via USB so you can get Apple CarPlay or Android Auto compatibility. And then your menu here is going to be a list of things that you can adjust, change, and make it your own. You have sound settings, Bluetooth settings, clock settings, smartphone settings, display adjustment, touch panel sensitivity, rear camera setting, and all that. Let's say I want to go to our sound settings, for example. You can adjust the balance and treble, the balance and fader, as well as speed compensated volume, or they call it speed volume compensation for short. Let's say I want to go to our RDS settings. RDS information can turn that on or off. You have your clock settings. You can turn on the automatic time or off. You can turn on or off daylight savings time. You can set the time and, of course, your time zone. You also do have your camera setting you can go to. You can have the fixed guideline or the dynamic guideline turn on or off. And so it's stuff like that in this little screen that's gonna make you adjust and change and all that stuff that you can do for all these different things here, which is pretty nice to see inside of the Honda Civic Sport in this particular case. So with that said, as far as that is concerned, this is as far as what we're going to be seeing here in the infotainment side of things, unless you upgrade to the Civic Sport Touring, which will give you a bigger screen and much more information on all that stuff. But with that being said, this vehicle does come standard with a CVT transmission, and when you put it into reverse, you do get a pretty nice backup camera with guidance lines, and it does adjust as you turn the wheel. You also do have a wide angle view and a top-down view. Below that, as you can see, you're going to have your drive mode selector, on your start-stop system, as well as electronic parking brake. We'll get to this section in just a moment. But come below that, you have your kind of unique looking air vents, which look very nice. Kind of has a retro vintage look to them. Below that, you do have your climate controls. You're going to have your front and rear defrost, AC controls. This is going to be for your recycling. And I actually want to correct myself on something. This is a single zone climate control system, which is kind of interesting to see. Below that, you're going to have your area where you can put your phone to charge via that USB. You have an outlet next to that and your passenger airbag light. Like I mentioned, you have two cup holders here, CVT transmission, drive mode selector, start-stop system on and off, electronic parking brake. Come over to your drive mode selector here on the screen. You have economy, normal, and sport. And then come over here to your glove compartment. It's pretty spacious, and you have a small little cubby on top for small items such as coins and stuff like that. Sitting inside of the Honda Civic Sport is a pretty nice place to spend time, especially if you are looking for cheap, basic, reliable transportation. And as you can tell, I do like that accenting coming down here on the seat itself. It does look pretty good. And as you can tell, overall, it does give off a nice touch to the interior overall. So with that being said, I am quite impressed with what I'm seeing here as far as the seat is concerned. And at the end of the day, you are going to feel pretty comfortable inside of the Civic Sport in particular. Come over here to your glove box. It is dampened, and you have a decent amount of storage space at the side. You do have your mirror, overhead lights, as well as your overhead light controls. You do have a visor here with a mirror, as you can see. And then to the left, we're going to be taking a look at your gauge dimmer switches here. This is going to be for your safety support system, and as well as your traction control system you can turn on or off. But overall, guys, for what this car has to offer, it's a pretty basic vehicle, but at the end of the day, it's also a reliable vehicle as well. And so with that being said, let's go ahead and continue the tour of the 2023 Honda Civic Sport. And I do want to apologize for any background noise that you might be hearing, because there's kind of doing some construction on the used car side of the dealership. Coming inside to the back, materials do fall through in a majorical sense. You don't get that accent coming down the middle. It's just going to be your standard cloth seating in here, which is not too bad. You don't even get a seat pocket in here. You don't get USB ports. You don't get air vents, and you don't get a pad armrest or two cup holders in here for some reason. But you do have cup holders in the doors. Captive fuel filler. Coming to the cargo area of the Honda Civic, as you can see, you have plenty of room that you can work with, and as you can see, it's actually rather spacious. You're looking at 13.5 cubic feet of cargo space in here, which is quite plentiful, especially for a compact sedan. In the segment. Inside, you do have your carpeted mats, your all-weather floor liner, or excuse me, your all-weather trunk liner, and underneath that is your spare tire. You do have piano black mirror covers here. Under the hood of the 2023 Honda Civic Sport, we're taking a look at Honda's 2-liter 4-cylinder engine. It produces 158 horsepower and 138 pound-feet of torque. This is going to be made to a CVT transmission, and this vehicle is front-wheel drive. All right, guys, so back in the Honda Civic Sport. It's a basic car, but it's going to get you from point A to point B. The Honda Civic has been around long enough in order to justify that. It is probably one of the reasons why many people continue to buy the Honda Civic today, because it's such a very popular compact sedan. They typically do well with these cars every year. They continue to improve over time, and they're still pretty reliable. Now, in a market where it's inundated with SUVs, trucks, and crossovers, the Honda Civic still stands out in the sense that it's going to be affordable, it's going to be reliable, it's dependable. It's a Honda at the end of the day. And in my opinion, I think this is one of the best cars that you can buy if you're just starting out as either an enthusiast or as a first-time or second-hand driver. With that being said, guys, that's going to wrap it up here for this walk around and tour of this 2023 Honda Civic Sport. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next